concern being raised about visitors that are entering without a place to stay or homeless. I thought when we met with with General Hara, that if they didn't have a place to stay, they were going to just send them back, and that it would be cheaper for us to just send these people back than to allow them to come in and try to find places to quarantine them. Can you give us?
That's correct. That's correct. We did discuss that yesterday, and the governor felt very strongly and directed the airport officials that, because they always ask, and try to verify that they have some place to go to when they're in quarantine. And his direction was if they don't have a place to go to, that they have to turn around and leave the state immediately.
Okay, so that is...
And if necessary, if they're homeless, for instance, because I don't know if other states are still sending us their homeless people, but he also said if they turn out to be homeless, then we would tap into HTA, I believe, has a fund to send homeless people back to where they came from. And, so that they agreed to do that.
I'm glad to hear that, because we've been still seeing in the media where these people are asking for places to stay. So does that start as of today?
I don't know if I caught the end of that, but that policy was agreed to yesterday. So I haven't checked today whether that, any of that was occurring today.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Gidani.
Thank you, Linda. My questions are, number one, will Governor now send a request to President to stop all non-essential travel to Hawaii like the mayors did? President Trump publicly stated that he wants to grant that request, but Governor must also ask.
He is considering it. Has not, to my knowledge anyway, made a decision on that. The White House is very interested. In fact, when they got the first letter from Mayor Caldwell, they immediately called us over here and asked us if Governor was going to sign on also. And at the time, we told them he was taking it under consideration, has not made a decision. To tell you the truth, I have not seen him today, so I don't know whether he subsequently made that decision or not.
Well, when you see him, can you ask him that question, and the follow-up question then...
I will, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, so the follow-up question would be, what's his... why is he unwilling to take that measure when it could be how we, in fact, can flatten the curve and stop having to waste our time, our resources by the military and everybody at the airport trying to turn away homeless or find places for them or make sure they're staying in quarantine for the 14 days. And if they wouldn't come, we wouldn't have to do this. So that's my question.
Yeah, the way it works for airline travel, we have no ability. It's controlled by FAA, by the feds. We have no ability to stop people from coming in. So that's why the quarantine upon arrival is what we can do. But before we take that step of asking the president to stop that travel, we wanted to make sure we understood what all the unintended consequences might be, and just being cautious and making sure that we knew what this was, because we don't want to ask FAA to stop the travel and then realize we made a mistake and then have to go back. So we're chasing down all of those things now, and we'll come to, I'm sure he'll come to a decision soon.
3 county mayors have already asked that. And I can tell you what the intended consequences will be if the governor does not make that decision. I just cannot understand it. He is putting people's lives in danger by not following through and doing exactly what the three mayors have already done. Let's move on to my
I will pass that.
I know you don't have an answer, so I just hope you'll
Yeah,
take it back.
I'll pass along your concerns, though.
Okay, we are getting many questions and emails about whether or not the governor can request also from the military that RIMPAC be canceled. Because if they 25 nations came last year, and they all, at some point, come into the harbor and get off the ships and, you know, wander around. So it would be better if it were just canceled. The other thing, my other question is, can Department of Health now restate what their position on people wearing masks, as nationwide, and including the mayor yesterday, made a comment that even if you're not sick, if you're out in the public, it's okay to wear a mask as long as it's not the N95 that the medical community needs.
They cannot hear us though when we're at the medic. They said it's muffled.
Yes, and I believe that we're taking a look at how that might work in terms of supplies.
Well, you can make your own. There are things on YouTube that show you how to make your own with a piece of cloth, old T-shirt. So even if they're not, you know, able to find in the store, it's very easy to make.
Okay, I'll pass that along to Bruce Anderson and see if they have a recommendation.
Wait, you guys.
Thank you.
Senator Favela.
Couple of things. You know, we keep on hearing from our constituents, and this is the problem we're having. This is the reason why Senator Kadani and everybody else here is frustrated. Our constituents don't understand why the governor cannot close the airport. Keep saying FAA, Trump, this and this, yeah? This is our state, yeah, that he represents the people of Hawaii. He runs DOT. If you tell DOT, close the airport, close the guys over there at the airport, how the planes will land? They're going to have to turn back. They're going to have to turn back. He needs to make a deep decision, dig down, right? It's better to ask for forgiveness than some people still dying. Does he understand that people is dying because people are coming in? And a simple fix for the homeless that is coming in from other states, check the manifest. If they don't have a return flight, they're homeless. If they're not local, they're homeless. Simple. Check the manifest, because the walk and talk detail that was taken away a long time ago used to do that. Check the manifest. Joe Smith, no return flight, no place to stay. He's homeless. Right now, I'm saying this is because we get 3 now. We had 1 last week, and now we get 2 more in my community of Ever Beach. Okay? They just landed a week and a half ago. They was told in Waikiki to go to the countryside where there's more beaches. So I like, no, how are we going to go again? We can't even right now support and even take care of our own constituents and our own people in Hawaii. Now we're going to be taking people that is coming in from other states. That is one. Yeah. So I know you don't have the answer, but please tell the governor to dig in deep and don't wait for another order from Trump. He can make the decision. He's the head of DOT. If there's nobody at DOT working at the airport will have to force to close. You know what I mean? And right now, as we're speaking right now, my phone is blowing up because we want to know who made and what person is making a call to send people that is infected with the virus to Waianae police station for holding. You heard about this? Did you hear about it yet? So everybody that is arrested, that is being positive for this virus, is being shipped out to Waianae police station. Is that true?
I don't know. I'll check that out.
Okay, another one is, I understand the situation about the 6 feet, yeah, for the prisoners, yeah? But the prisoners was like that for years already, next to each other, yeah? How come the prisoners, because they are not, now have no outside contact, why is the prisoners are being released, yeah, if they have no contamination in the prison? They can get exemptions. They've been having exemptions all these years. Why the Attorney General decide now they want to leave 400 people? Do we know if the 400 people have some place to stay? Do we know if the 400 people that they're letting go have jobs? Those are the things that you gotta let the governor and the Attorney General needs to know. Don't make a decision for convenience for the prison overcrowding. The prison been overcrowded for years. This should not be the solution to stop the overcrowding because of a pandemic. You let 400 people who has no jobs, have no homes, guess what they're going to do? They're going into the community, not all, but most of them is going into the community, either sleep, live, and victimize the community. Those are the things that are be considered. Public safety is number one, and seems like that's the second on the agenda for this administration. Airports not closing because of this. We let out prisons because of this. When are we, the constituents and the people that voted in these communities, are going to be first in the state of Hawaii instead of other people? Right now, we should not be thinking about releasing anybody from prison. Right now, I'm sorry that it is overcrowded, and we need to do better and try to not overcrowd it, but that's not the solution. Letting them into the community, not knowing if they have a job, where to take care of themselves, or if they have some place to live. If they have none of these things, they should not be released. They're going to be a burden upon the communities. And some of this, even like the lady went on TV, she committed murder. But her lawyer is saying she's scared she's going to get the disease in prison, so she'll be released. There should not be an excuse why we're releasing prisoners. Please help our community, help our constituents, because we don't want us getting cracks out in the community when we get all these emails and phone calls. So please tell the governor to consider stopping the planes from coming in. And you said, oh, we might do something wrong. Well, it's better to ask for forgiveness, yeah, than let something happen because somebody came in with an infection that's infecting our communities. Because once this go community, we're done. And the homeless is going to be the guys who carry them. And they're not doing it on purpose, but they're going to slip through the cracks because we're letting other people come into the state. So please, Linda, try to talk to the governor and ask him, please, if they can consider to do these things what we've been asking for a while already. If they can please shut down unnecessary travel to Hawaii, and please do not let the prisoners out unless you know for a fact they have a home to go to, they have a job, and they're going to be able to fend for themselves instead of going into the community. Thank you.